Iran's nuclear program.
Mm-hmm.
You're here because you want to grasp the crucial stuff without wading through endless complex reports, and, well, that's exactly what we aim to do.
Yeah, absolutely. For this deep dive, we've really honed in on recent statements from Rafael Grossi, the head of the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Right.
And we're looking at the latest on the diplomatic front, too, especially between the U.S. and Iran. Plus, we're drawing on some analysis from the Council on Foreign Relations.
The CFR report, yeah. Looking at their nuclear and, importantly, their missile capabilities.
Exactly.
Okay, so our mission, let's say, is pretty clear. Pull out the key insights. How close is Iran to a bomb? What's the world doing? Why does it all matter?
Let's do it. Starting with those quite stark warnings from the IAEA chief seems right.
Yeah, Grossi, he's definitely been raising alarms.
He has. He used this analogy like Iran has gathered all the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle for a nuclear weapon.
A jigsaw puzzle, meaning they have the components, the know-how.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
That they possess the necessary bits and pieces and the knowledge potentially to put them together.
And he didn't mince words in that Le Monde interview either.
No, he didn't. He stated pretty bluntly, Iran is not too far from having an atomic bomb.
Wow. That's about as direct as it gets from someone in his position. And he's planning a trip to Tehran, too.
Yes. To discuss these exact developments, it certainly signals, a high level of concern within the IAEA.
It has to, which ties into the actual enrichment levels, right? Because that's a big part of the puzzle pieces he mentioned.
Absolutely. And this is crucial. Iran's current enrichment level is way beyond what's needed for, say, civilian power.
Right. The reports say they're up to 60% purity.
60%.
And just to remind everyone, the 2015 deal, the JCPOA, that limited them to 3.67%.
Correct. A level considered perfectly adequate for their Bushehr power plant for energy production.
So going to 60%, that's a massive leap. It's not subtle. It dramatically cuts down the time needed to get to 90%, which is weapons grade.
It's a very short technical step from 60 to 90. That's the real worry.
And interestingly, the diplomatic talks, they aren't just about the enrichment numbers.
Well, not solely. You have Steve Witkoff, the U.S. Mideast envoy, really emphasizing verification.
Verification of what specifically?
Weaponization. So yes, the nuclear material, the enrichment, but also Iran's missile program and critically developing a trigger mechanism. You need all those for a functional weapon.
Okay, so the delivery system and the detonator, essentially.
Precisely. Which leads us naturally to the diplomacy itself. It's quite something that U.S.-Iran talks are even happening again.
Yeah, after that long pause since the U.S. left the 2015 deal back in 2018, the first round in Oman sounded surprisingly positive.
It did, didn't it? Yeah. Witkoff called them positive, constructive, and compelling.
High praise.
And even Iran's